Welcome, welcome, welcome to Manifesting Miracles, the podcast of all podcasts, the podcast that was created to help you manifest everything that you want into this reality right fucking now. Now, who am I? My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont. I'm a manifestation master, author, speaker, coach, and yes, award-winning podcast host. You are listening to Manifesting Miracles, the podcast created as a tutorial to help you navigate through the field, the energy, the vibration, the frequency, and the reality in which you are co-collaborating with the greatest creator of all time. I call it God. Some people call it Gaia. Some people call it universe. Some people just call it energy. Whatever you want to call it, I'm with you. And I am so excited that you are tuning into this divine alignment, that you are prepared and that you are ready to actuate and be aligned with the highest and the best version of yourself. And why is that? Because you came here to Earth, the teaching planet, from a long way, way, way away. The first thing that you did was you manifested yourself into this body in the country, the region, the state, the timeline, and everything that is in your current reality. You manifested it. So before you get ahead of yourself, you're already a creator. You're already a manifester. You are a badass individual. And I am so thankful that you have tuned in to this vibration so I can help guide you to the ultimate destination of happiness, of joy, of freedom, of universal love, of unlimited opportunities, of truly creating the life that you knew you would when you were in energy before you came down here to Earth, the teaching planet. And I'm a manifestation master, author, speaker, and coach. And now I'm an award-winning podcast host, and I also host a YouTube channel, Manifesting Miracles with Michelle J. Lamont. So in today's episode, I want to cover and discuss, I forgot to set my timer. Let me set my timer because I want to be on time. So in today's episode of Manifesting Miracles, we are going to talk about how do you co-create in real time and understand that that's exactly what you're doing. You are co-creating. And so it's important for you to hear this and understand what it is that I'm talking about. So I want to go over a few guidelines, a few ideas, a few thoughts that I had that I use when I do one-on-one coaching with my clients, when I do a one-on-one call, whenever. I just started this YouTube channel, you guys, and I can't decide if I should hold the mic or not hold the mic. I don't know how the audio is. So hopefully this will work. I just want to hold it. And so what I normally do is I hold the mic when I do these, but I'm learning, I'm evolving, I'm growing. Okay. So if this is your first time tuning in to Manifesting Miracles, I am your new best friend. I'm always going to be here for you. And first, above everything else, listen to this. You are loved. You are protected. You are blessed. You are covered. There is a divine path for you to have joy and harmony and freedom. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. I don't care what you did. It's forgiven. I don't care what happened. You are in a different vibrational place. It's forgiven. Do you forgive yourself? Forgive yourself. Now let's get into the business of co-collaborating, co-creating. Because I thought maybe you need a guideline. Maybe you need some direction. Maybe you need to understand this a little bit better. Maybe I need to go back to the basics to go forward. And so here we go. So in order for you to understand, and whether you're listening to me through the podcast or through my YouTube channel, whether you're subscribed to my newsletter, whether you've been in one of my courses or you're signed up for the next course or you're waiting to sign up for a course because you're on a wait list, I have got the information and the help that you need right here in this podcast. There are over 160 episodes, somewhere in that neighborhood, available right now. So what does that mean? It means that you can binge, binge, listen to another one, and 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 listen to another one until you feel like you are a vibrational match to manifesting. You see, when we co collaborate with the Creator, we are allowing ourselves to experience the most beautiful version of life. And for some people, this seems like a fantasy. It won't happen in this lifetime. Why? Because you're not the right shape. You don't live in the right country. You don't speak the right language. You're too tall. You're too short. You're too fat. You're too skinny. You're too black. You're too Latina. You're too Asian. You love people the wrong way. You don't love the way we want you to love. You don't talk the way we want you to talk. You don't look the way we need you to look. Good. That means you're in the right podcast. That means that you're in the right place. If you have felt like you didn't belong in all these other circles, you were right. You belong in this one. And in this tribe, in the Manifesting Miracles tribe, we love you already. We know you already. You are already worthy, and you are so, so loved. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now, let's go over some of the steps in which you will be co-creating in this reality right now. All right. So, I am very fidgety because I am not used to watching myself on camera, and it's very weird, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to get through this as much as possible because I always just do this in my lair with my eyes closed. And now that it's part of the YouTube, I've got to look into a camera. So excuse me if I kind of separate my ideas sometimes. All right. So are you excited to co-create? I know you are, because I am. So the first thing, the very first thing that we have to do when we decide to co-collaborate with the universe, the God source energy that created everything, and that is pushing you and guiding you and taking you all the way home. Sorry about that. My crown just fell off. I'm wearing a crown today. I like to dress up. I like to feel myself, no. So let's make sure we can see that crown, because she's worthy of visualizing. So if you're watching me on YouTube, you can see it. Are you ready, and are you excited to do this? Yes! Me too. All right. So first thing that you have to do when you are deciding to manifest something into your reality, here are the steps. Let's go to it. First, you have to identify your desire. Is it a desire for love? Is it a desire for wealth? Is it a desire to be healthy? Is it a desire for more adventure in your life? Is it a desire of what? Are you 100% convinced that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the thing that you want to manifest? Good. The second thing is that, are you prepared to let go of everything and everyone and every situation that you've had so far? This means your family. This means your friends. This means that it might be in your job, your security, whatever it is. Manifesting is a whole vibrational shift in your reality. It's not fly by night. It's not. It took me my whole life to awaken. Episode 2, to realize that I wanted more than I was getting out of life. And 6 years and counting. I've traveled the globe. I've interviewed people. I've taken workshops. I've gotten second and third degrees. I have the skin on the wall. But when I first started, I was at 0 and lower than 0. I had attempted suicide. I had divorced my husband. I was living in a house that I got married in. I had miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage that I was emotionally and verbally and mentally abused in. And there I was, ready to not be a part of the world. And manifesting came and saved me. Or I finally was in enough alignment that I was curious enough to go and investigate. And at first, I didn't believe it at all. All I could see was that this was just one more rabbit hole of pain and suffering and fucking bullshit that I wasn't going to get past. But the universe, it had its own plan, just like it has right now with you. The universe does not want you to go quietly into the night, to fade into oblivion, to continue being unseen, to continue being unheard, to continue you living a life as a mere fucking mortal. So at ground zero, I was prepared to let go of all of my family, to let go of any friendships that I had, and any sense of security. And that second step has to be something that you truly align with. Every single day, there's going to be another thing that comes up, and another thing that comes up, and another thing that comes up. But from this moment forward, you are the creator of the reality, and your vibration equals what you see. So the third thing is that I want you to understand and really accept is that you have to be willing to go the distance. You have to be willing to go the distance. In this hurry up, give it to me now, 5-second reels are trending, 7-second sound bites are better, tweet and not a post society. Right now, I'm broadcasting from planet Earth, and the Earth time is 2022, and I have no idea what's going to happen next in my life. But I am patient, I am clear, and I am willing to take all those things into consideration when I start co collaborating and co creating with the universe. And patience was something that I guess everybody probably needs more of, but I had none of. I had run out of patience. Everything pissed me off. Everybody pissed me off. I had been disillusioned and disenfranchised and disappointed more times than I had been happy. And so when I went down the rabbit hole of spirituality, I literally had nothing to lose. I'd spent my whole life being what? A successful entrepreneur, creating business after business after business that yielded money, but no joy, that yielded frustration and anger and disappointment and disillusionment, to feel marginalized everywhere I went, to not be heard by anyone in the room. So, the third pillar of creating something into your reality is basically patience. You have to be willing to understand that you're cleaning up the vibration, not just of this life path, but of every life path that you have ever lived. And perhaps there's ancestral trauma. Perhaps there's things that you did in the last life that you're trying to get right in this one. Who knows? Each and every single soul is uniquely different and uniquely prepared to create and be in alignment for their vibrational point of attraction. And so the fourth step is that you really want to make sure, and you have to, and this is a non-negotiable. And I don't know how everyone's going to take this, but here it is. You have to believe in a higher power. You have to believe in a higher power. You have to understand that everything that was ever created and that will ever be created came from a higher power. Now, personally, I call this power God. Now, I don't know what God would call himself, but in the Bible, he calls himself the great I am. I am worthy. I am a believer. I am loved. I am known. I am protected. And I am a powerful, powerful creator. And you and the creator are never separate. Although my entire life I felt like I had been ignored, that I had been destitute, that I had been put out to pasture, that I was only good at doing one thing: making people famous, making others wealthy, and making myself wealthy. And for some of you might say, oh, that's a pretty good thing, Michelle. Not if the person you trust doesn't know how to use that money. Not if you're so lazy that you allow somebody in your life to mismanage all of it because you're pretty much just checked out. And I had no relationship with the creator called God when this first started. Like, what kind of God could do all these things? But I got it all fucking wrong. And now I got it all right. And so, if you believe in this higher power source being, then you are on your way to manifesting everything you want, baby. And so, the third thing and the most important thing is to understand that you are just housing your soul. This stupid little apparatus called the human body. I mean, I appreciate it. It is the house, the container of the energy. We are energetic beings. We are energy, 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 energy. We are energetic beings. And everything on this earth, the teaching planet, has energy. The crown I'm wearing right now, the necklace, the clothing, my dog's in the other room, everybody watching this, the vibration that I'm putting out into the ether, into the universe. You see, when I started going down this path and evolving and reading and learning and studying and creating, all right? One of the things that I really loved was when I understood the way Buddhists think. It's Buddhism is not a religion, in case you were curious about that. Buddhism is a philosophy, a way of being. I don't like to put myself into any corner. So I just say that I believe in a higher power. I call it God, and I co collaborate with that source every single minute, second, through the vibration, the energy, and the frequency of my alignment. So, in the Buddhist philosophy, spiritual philosophy, and the higher realms, they don't believe that you create with your whole soul inside of you. They believe that when you are in earth state, your soul, your higher self, is behind you. And it is so big and so magnus and so enormous and so powerful that this little bitty human body could not hold it. I'm only 5'5", almost 5'6". I always say I'm 5'6". And our souls could take up an entire half of a planet. And because of this, we are so powerful, and that we have so many gifts and so much energy and so many possibilities to create, that our soul lives outside of us. And the Buddhists say, or the Buddhist, one of my favorite quotes from Buddha is, suffering is created. This one was a hard one for me to get. Suffering is living in a moment that has already occurred, or worrying about a moment that has yet to occur. Let's dive into that for one more second. Suffering is living in a moment that has already occurred or worrying about a moment that has yet to occur. Joy, happiness, peace is your vibration. When you live in this moment, that is how you are creating. So, if you were to understand that your soul, a tiny little piece of your soul, is in your body, and that your actual higher self is the one that when you meditate and you slow down and you connect and you vibrate with, you are talking to. So, everything started with a thought. Even our thoughts have thoughts. And then those thoughts, they emanate an energy and then a frequency, and then where it's created is a vibration. So everything from a thought energy to the frequency to the vibration of where it is dependent on us, on how we control our energetic body and our mind. You see, in order for us to manifest in the vibrational reality and where those things exist, we have to understand that we are responsible for what we see. We are responsible for what we see. So, controlling our energy and controlling our emotions and understanding that our mind is playing an illusion on us and that we can change the illusion anytime by meditating, by journaling, by slowing down, by forgiving. But in this podcast, we're talking about the steps to co create. So the first thing we have to do is what? Identify what we want. Good job. The second one is be prepared for everything to fall apart. Everyone, your sense of security, your sense of joy, your sense of happiness. Now, doesn't that sound pleasant? Doesn't that sound wonderful? Don't you want to manifest? And the third thing, or the next step, is understanding that you have to be patient. I mean, patient, 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 patient. Sometimes things will instantly manifest. And when that happens, that means that you were just a vibrational match to it. But most of the time, you're working on so many things that you're unaware of. That manifesting is a part of the process of co creating. And then the next step is agreeing and believing in a higher power, because that higher power and you are co collaborating. So if you don't believe in this higher power self, it's going to be half as slow and half as good. And then the next thing is that your emotions are an indicator of your vibration. So you have to say out loud, I am responsible for everything in my reality I have created. I'm responsible for my wealth. I'm responsible for my suffering. I'm responsible for my loathing. I'm responsible for being taken advantage of. I'm responsible for being every version of me. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, yeah, I'm responsible for getting raped. Well, let's not go there. We are a vibrational match to what we are a vibrational match to. What you were a vibrational match is learning how to forgive. And so, if you wanted to come here to forgive, you must have something worth forgiving or to forgive. Plus, how do you know what you like and what you don't like if you don't experience a wide variety of things? I've been rich and I've been poor. I like rich better. I've been taken advantage of and I've taken advantage of people. I like neither. I've been hungry and I've been fed. And I like fed. And so, in all of these milestones and situations that occur in our lives, we get to look at them as vibration, as energy. And so, if you are responsible for what you see, then your emotions are an indicator of how you're vibrating. And how you're vibrating is controlling those emotions and those thoughts into clarity, into perception, into understanding, into knowledge, into vibrational points of attraction. And then when it appears in your reality, you get it. You get it like you've never gotten it before. So if you're not in the vibrational state that you want to be in, stop discussing it with everybody. I used to talk about for hours and hours and hours, phone calls and friends and people and situations about all the things that were not going well for me. Well, this person defrauded me, and this person cheated me, and this person didn't pay me, and this invoice didn't go through, and this employee did this, and blah, 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 blah. And I would discuss it and discuss it and discuss it until I made myself feel like I was actually experiencing it over and over and over again. I did this when I was sexually abused. I did this when I was physically abused. I did this when I was emotionally abused. I did this when I was verbally abused. I did this every time because I didn't know any other fucking way to live. All I knew was suffering. So therefore, my vibrational reality was purely suffering. And so if I didn't, once I understood this, if I didn't want to live in this particular vibrational reality, I had to let go of discussing it. I had to let it go. And that's when journaling became my best friend. I would just journal the shit out of my emotions because I grew to understand that as an emotional and vibrational being, my energy would result in the vibration. And the vibration was the result of my life looking and feeling like crap. And so when I stopped over discussing it and talking about it and being a vibrational match to all of this low vibrational energy, the needle started moving in the right direction. And I started to understand what all of these scientific geniuses had been talking about in theory, in quantum, in metaphysical. And so then further and further down the rabbit hole I went. And then I finally got it. Mastering the mind, energy, and situation changes and turns the cycle of your vibration. And when you can move out of this cycle and remove all of that dead energy, you can stop talking about it, you can let it go. The anxiety suppresses, the depression suppresses, the situation changes, and almost instantly, things start appearing in your reality. What made the difference? What was different? You, you, you. Because you switched from the complaining and the depression and the loneliness and the anxiety side of you to the receiving. And to be a creator, you have to be a really good receiver. You see, I was the type of person that I would give and give and give and give and give and give and give because nobody ever gave me anything. So, in some level, I was just hoping and praying that if I gave every little ounce of me, everything I had, that somehow those people would see me, would hear me, would respect me, would appreciate me, would love me. But the problem was that I manifested all of those people into my reality to take advantage of me, to abuse me, because I was out of alignment and there was no other way to move the needle. And I had absolutely no self-love. So I would turn a moment, which most people could probably let go of and forgive, into a battle, into a war. And because of my anger and my hate and my disillusionment, I won a lot of these battles, but at the expense of so many people's souls. The biggest one being me. And so now I have really become the master of my energy. Do things go perfect? Of course not. Because there's one thing that you can know by being on Earth, the teaching planet, is that expansion is going to happen. And with expansion, that means there's growth. And with growth, that means that there is change. And with change, that means there's letting go. And that means fear and anxiety and depression and all of those awesome feelings comes swirling back in, and you think, I lost it, I lost it, I lost it, I lost it, I lost it. But you didn't. You didn't. You're just in an expansionary state. You are officially creating. Once you've been through 3 or 4 or 5 of these cycles, you'll get used to it. And I hope that the things that I've pointed out today and the ways that I've identified that you are co creating with the creator and elaborating and expanding into that knowledge is going to allow you to keep going, to have faith over fear, to believe and to believe. And
it's 4 o'clock.
And now you know what time it is. And to believe and to believe and to believe and to believe so you can receive, 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 receive. I want you to win. I want you to learn. I want you to know. I want you to be loved. I want you to feel the protection. I want you to know you're covered. I believe in you. And if you need more, you got to understand one thing, that you have to feel it before you can receive it. You have to feel it before you can receive it. You have to feel it before you can receive it. You have to feel it before you can receive it. You have to feel it before you receive it. You can't get excited about the Emmy that you want when you get the nomination, because it'll never be a vibrational match to it. You have to see yourself on the stage. You have to see them calling out your name. You have to feel that win. And then you have to see yourself getting out of the chair and walking up the steps and getting across the stage and seeing your favorite actor or I think actors and actresses are just actors now. Your favorite actor handing you the little gold trophy. And then you have to make space for it in your house, because that's the kind of faith over fear that is required. And if you need more than what this podcast has to offer, I have options. You can book a 1-hour session with me. You can book a 2-hour session with me. You can do one-on-one coaching. I offer 6 weeks, 90 days, and 6 months. And then in my programs, because this is a whole system, this isn't just a one-off. This is a whole system of your divine alignment. Okay, friends? And within this system, we are going to explore every aspect of your superpowers, because you want to know what makes me a fucking fearless, phenomenal coach? Is that I've been through it all. And I know how to identify your superpowers. I can work with you and identify where areas you're going to excel at, where you need to focus, what is going to be more empowering for you, and what you're a vibrational match to. So before you say that manifesting isn't for you, at the very least, go and listen to another one of my podcasts, and another, and another, and another, and another. I promise you, after 3 or 4 episodes, you will start to take action. You'll start to use these steps. You'll start to identify things into your life that you can resonate. And you can say, oh, Michelle said this, and Michelle said that, and Michelle said this. And you see the correlation. And then your vibration and your emotions are equal, and your reality starts to change and shift. And your reality will, and everything is working out, and it is all good. But I want to help you see that in this lifetime. So 10 times a year or 8 times a year, I offer group courses. So if you can't work with me individually, you can work with me in a group. And you're going to find your spiritual and your spiritual best friends. You're going to find your tribe. You're going to see all these people who are listening every single week, twice a week to my podcast, with over 160 episodes available. Right now, you can binge, you can binge, you can binge. Manifesting Miracles podcast is something you need to be sharing with all of your family and all of your friends. I need you to go and write a review. I need you to put comments on my YouTube page. I need you to subscribe. I need you to become a loyal listener and a gifted friend of Manifesting Miracles. Because when we are all in alignment, when we are all vibrating together, we can manifest a lot faster. We can move things into our reality, and we can push out the low vibrational states of being, unless it's just in a process of growth, a process of growth, a process of growth. So what can you do right now? Well, you can review the notes here on this podcast. First thing. Second thing, let's just go through the checklist one last time. You're going to identify what it is that you want. Then you're going to be prepared to let go of everything. You're going to say, I'm going to give it all the time in the world, because literally time doesn't exist. You're going to align yourself with a higher power being, whether that's Mother Gaia or your own personal religion, whether you're Muslim or Buddhist or not atheist, but Christian or Jewish or Sikh or Mormon or Jehovah Witness, whatever it is. You're going to believe Buddhist, you're going to believe in a higher being. Okay. And the last thing, and the most important thing, well, there's two. The next is that you are going to agree that you are responsible for everything that you have in your reality. Everything you see, everything you touch, everything you taste, you created it. Okay. And the last is that you have to feel it before you can receive it. You have to be in alignment to the vibration or you cannot appear. Okay. You have to see yourself as already one. You have to see yourself in those realities, whether it was for love or for wealth or for health or for adventure, whatever it was, you have to see it now. But it doesn't end here at this podcast, because right now you can sign up for my newsletter and get information in your inbox immediately and for free. And when you sign up for my newsletter, what do you get? My ebook. Isn't that nice to me? Yes, I'm a giver, because I'm a receiver, I'm a giver, and I'm a receiver. Hey, 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 hey. So get in the receiving mode, because I'm about to give you some really great stuff on my newsletter. I mean, it's like working with me, because every single week there's some sort of great lesson in there. It's not just some sort of tool to sell shit on. It's actual factual, just like my podcast, because I know not every single person is going to have the time or the flexibility or the financial dedication to move the needle yet. But the greatest investment you will ever make is investing in yourself. You're already listening to this podcast. Why not sign up for the newsletter? You're already reading the newsletter, and you got the ebook. Why not take one of my 15-minute free calls? You can get a 15-minute free call by going to michellejlamont.com. Michelle J. Lamont, michellejlamont.com, and signing up. And I have blogs you can read there that are phenomenal. Testimonies. You can see photos with the celebrities that I've manifested with, including Kim Kardashian and Oprah and Cindy Crawford, to name a few. But the greatest thing that you could ever do to manifest things into your reality is believe that you are worthy of the things that you want to receive. You are the magic. I'm simply the guide. And when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So let's end this broadcast like we do with everyone, saying everything is always working out for me. And we'll tune into my next episode, which comes out every Wednesday and every Friday. And I am so thankful for you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So it's 6 words. Everything is always working out for me. All right. And then we're going to say everything 3 times. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything. Again. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything. Hey! All right, producers, cue the music. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont, and you've been listening to Manifesting Miracles, and it is time for you to go and manifest your dreams today. Woo-hoo!